Hi there, I'm Kate Mulvany and I am here to take you through some of my script notes, the script notes. These are the notes I've made on the first couple of pages of my script for Bernhardt, Hamlet, in which I play Sarah Bernhardt. There's a lot. I write a lot on my script and it gets very messy, and I like a paper script because I like to have it in my hand like that, mess it up a bit. I'm not too precious about it. Up in the top left-hand corner, I've written quond mem, which means against all odds, and that was Sarah Bernhardt's motto in life. I always just remind myself of that before I even start the show while I'm still standing in the wings, and so I've written it up the top of my script as well. We move to enter as flat lowers arrow USC. So that basically means my cue, which is given in the wings to enter, is as a back flat is lowering down, a piece of scenic art, and I am to move to upstage centre. I will find my light in upstage centre. I will assume a position, arm raised in gesture in classic Sarah Bernhardt style, which I have written here. And I will begin, "Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I." I've just got a little acting note to myself which says little to no connection at this point. It is all bravado. Sarah is stuck in a relentless spotlight. And so it's just finding the truth of that note of when we meet Sarah in the play, she really doesn't know how to commit to this character of Hamlet. And so how do we sell that with our body and our voice and even a quaver in the voice? A little bit further down the page, I've got a quote from Theresa Rebeck, the playwright, who said in a conversation with Anne-Louise Sarks, our director, Sarah can be a delightful brat. And there was something about hearing that quote that just opened up Sarah for me. To be allowed to be a delightful brat on stage by the playwright herself was a beautiful gift, and so I wrote that to myself. A little bit further down, we have Lisette brings her the pages as a stage direction, and I've circled that because that's really important. The only other female that Sarah has around her in this play is Lisette, and who is played in our production by the wonderful Tali Faraday. In this troupe of very, very male actors, there is a young woman who is looking to Sarah for inspiration and hope, I guess. And it's just a reminder that whenever Lisette is near, that I have a potential ally in this world of misogyny that Sarah finds herself in. Speaking of misogyny, halfway down the page, there is a line to myself: the wheels of misogyny and mansplaining start to run her over here. And this is where Sarah and Constant, her constant male presence, are having their eternal argument about what Shakespeare means in these lines. And he kind of mansplains her a lot in this scene, and that's where we really, really start to pick up on the ingrained misogyny of the theatre and the world around her. Throughout these pages, there's a lot of wig on, wig off, wig on, wig off, which is my costume is a wig. It's a great Shakespearean Hamlet costume, but it's also this ridiculous wig that she's decided she's going to perform in, and I'm constantly taking it on and off. And it's very, very important that I take it on and off at the right time, because you don't want to run over a joke, or you can use it as a joke. But also I'm mic'd, and so we have to be very sure that I'm not hitting my microphone at the same time that I'm speaking. So it's a very, very specific craft, the taking on and off of a wig. This is very important. Down the bottom there is a set of very strange words. They're Russian words, actually. Toichka, stoika, posil. And our wonderful movement coordinator and fight coordinator, Nigel Poulton, who I work with a lot. I have a disability, and so it's very important to me that we have someone who is good with physicality and self-preservation on a stage show. So Nigel was our movement coordinator, and he uses these terms. They were a theatre technique used by a man named Meyerhold in the early 1900s. He was a groundbreaking theatre maker, and he invented these gestural styles that Sarah uses herself so much. Toichka means a point of focus. Stoika means a posture of intention. Posil means the action of sending the stoika to the toichka. sounds very, very complicated. I know what it means in here, and maybe one day you'll get to learn that technique as well. But it really helps me with my Sarah Bernhardt gestures. She is ever active. That's my main note on that page, underlined. Sarah Bernhardt is ever active, and therefore I must be as well.